Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Inside Movies Galore. I'm your host, David Streggy, and today I have another review for you of an anthology series that originally was online, and I first became aware of this anthology when I was sponsoring the Milwaukee Twisted Dreams Festival in its first year. It is now in its fourth year, and for what I know, it was one of the first festivals that the short film Princess played at, and it was directed by Michael Bailif of Witching Season Films. What I had not realized at the time is it was part of a series of films online at that time, and that two other films had been added to this five-film anthology of a somewhat witchy relation. Now, I'm not sure of the film order, but the first short I watched from it was called Killer on the Loose, where a young woman is running from something, we don't know what, and she ends up at an unknown decorated house. Already frightened, her heightened sense of fear begins to rise as someone else enters the house in a mask with a blade. But who is the killer? The next film, like I said, I'm not sure of its order, is called Not Alone, in which it would appear it's Halloween night and we are listening to a midnight radio program speaking of demons and UFOs, while the camera pans to home where a young man is asleep while his room rattles like an earthquake and bright light happens that wakes him. In the next film is the one I remembered seeing, called Princess, where a mother and daughter move into a new home. The daughter, Jamie, discovers a new best friend that had been left behind by a previous owner, and for good reason, in a cuddly, stuffed bunny. The next film shot in the series is called Is That You? Like I said, I don't know its film order, but it follows a panoramic view of a town, then goes to a phone conversation between two friends while a Count Spookula, a horror host, is playing on TV. It's Halloween and trick-or-treaters are out and about, for when the girl hears her mom answer the door, there's a ping and some shadows moving around the corner as lights flicker. So could it all be her best friend, Jenny? And in the last film in the series, it is called They Live Inside Us, which actually, I believe that how I got this, the DVD of this, was actually for a fundraiser for a feature film of this short film. But let me describe this, which is basically a writer comes to a haunted house to get inspiration for a story when it's actually about him in reality. I have to say, all of these were really strong films, but there were two that stood out the most. Princess, which I absolutely am a fan of, partially because I'd seen it before just without that Witching Season intro, but you can definitely tell whoever is behind the camera work on each and every one of these films makes good use of shadows and close-up shots, and They Live Inside Us for honoring King almost in every way, using several fears to show us the cycle in which was hidden. But I especially like the fact he began in the middle, then brought up to the beginning, then brought it to a close with a cover of Blue Oyster Cult, which is a favorite of mine. My only problem was in the first film I spoke about, the one we think that there was a killer wearing a Jason mask, and no offense, has been used over and over and over. So I'm not really sure how freshly original that was using that particular mask, but its ending was enjoyable. The acting was great in Princess, definitely brilliant, and They Live Inside Us, and the makeup of at least the creature in the Is That You was awesome. And They Live Inside Us was certainly original as far as I can tell. I like They Live Inside Us. Had some humor as well. Ultimately, I enjoyed watching this series. It does still have a couple. It did still have a couple of days left at the time that I had originally bought this, but the campaign is over, and I believe that They Live Inside Us is now in post production for wherever it is at. So, um, in any case, um, hopefully you enjoyed my description of the film uh, or the anthology. Like and subscribe to my page if you have not. I definitely will have some cool reviews coming out. Um, and this was just one of them. And I'm just glad that I was able to see some of this even before it even came out and kind of watched its progress. In any case, thank you for listening. Have a great day, evening, or morning, wherever you are. And I appreciate the traffic. Thank you so much ahead of time.